believe that working people around the world have real questions of their own. They want to know how the world of work operates, what it means to the employer of labor, how policies affect workers in the workplace. On Labor Lens, I ensure we engage effectively the organized labor, organized private sector, and government to get out of them information workers are in need of. I am Sharon Ijason, asking questions that make you get sense of the workplace.
All right, you're still watching TVC Breakfast, but we will be taking the conversation to Abuja now, where we'll talk about the PDP crisis. TJ Su is standing by for this very important conversation. TJ Su, over to you. In Akwana, the conversation.
Nakwanaria, it's good to hear from you this morning. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning here in the FCT, and of course our table is loaded for you. So let's jump into what we have for you today. Good morning and welcome to FCT Brief. And this Tuesday morning, our attention is firmly on the People's Democratic Party as it grapples with deepening internal tensions. From leadership disputes to wave of defections and unresolved grievances, the PDP's crisis has raised fresh questions about unity, direction, and political survival ahead of future electoral contests. In a new twist, key party leaders are now setting clear conditions for reconciliation, signaling that peace within the party may come at a price. But are these conditions genuine pathways to healing, or do they exist, or do they risk widening existing fault lines? As the PDP weighs dialogue against discipline, the stakes are high, not just for the party's cohesion, but for its ability to present a formidable opposition in Nigeria's evolving political landscape. Well, to begin this conversation, we have in the studio our security correspondent, Sifon Essien, and he joins me to shed more light on this issue, particularly the security angle, before we have our other guests in the studio. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, TD.
You're welcome. Well, we are at the eve of the election season, and a lot is happening. Take a look at the situation that happened in Niger, and also the president's marching order concerning security. It's not the first time that we're having this kind of order from Mr. President, but what significance does it present this time around, especially with all that is happening on the political scene?
Let's narrate a bit to security, then we'll talk about the political dimension to it. The fact that the Commander-in-Chief, that's the President, has issued stern and firm directives for security forces to hunt those responsible for the killing, like we saw in Niger State and other parts of the country, indicates that the president wants an end to killings, wanton killings across the country. We also understand that even before then, he had also directed the Department of State Services to massively deploy forest guards, recently trained to man the forest. Looking at the dynamics from that area, reports indicate that the fleeing terrorists, those who fled assaults from Sokoto, heading towards Niger State, were the one that picked on these targets, often referred to as soft targets, just to achieve that effect that, all hope is not lost for them, even though they know they are, holding on to straws, because security forces, we can update you, are on their trail. And in keeping with the directive of Mr. President, would want to ensure that those words produce results, because the heads of the security agencies will now be assessed by the extent to which they are able to match words with action, as regards to the directive issued by Mr. President. We also understand that in the run-up to elections, that usually a spike in insecurity and often politically related. But in this particular instance, there are no indications that there's any political undertone to the incident in Niger State and other parts of the country. But security agencies and forecasts, have indicated that, just like previous times, a spike in insecurity in the run-up to elections is not unusual. But what is, the task for the security agencies now is to evolve their strategies to ensure that this forecast is something that when it manifests, or they try to prevent it from being manifest, in the run-up to the election.
Well, governors are considered the chief security officers in their states, but in this situation, we largely see them sort of incapacitated to handle the security situation in the state. And now we are in a very politically charged situation, as it were. How would you say that, these state governors can stand up to the task before them to ensure that their states are fully secured before we have this major election that we...
Yes, in principle, the governors are considered the chief security officers of their states, even though they don't command any troop. They don't command the police, because the police is a federal police. There's no state police. There's no county or local government police. There's no police at the ward level, even though a number of them have established mini policing, in quotes, agencies across the states, going by several nomenclatures, Community Watch, Community Guard, and several other agencies. But they do not have the statutory backing of law to operate as a policing agency. They are to complement whatever the federal police, the federal law enforcement agencies do. And like in many cases, the name indicates community watch, just to keep watch over the community, gather information and share with the local police at that level. So we see a situation where by name they answer as chief security officers of the state, but in principle they cannot really do much, or they can do very little to in terms of boot on grounds and the use of brute force to ensure there is peace and tranquility within their domain. However, many people will tell you that security, and indeed, it's not just about the application of force or the kinetic dimension alone, that the non-kinetic even plays a larger role, which includes community engagement, intelligence gathering, and the likes. From that perspective, yes, the governors can do a lot, even more than what they are doing, by addressing development issues. If you look at security from a development perspective, addressing insecurity from a development dimension, addressing injustice, and ensuring there is fair play across board, so that people will not have grievances and take those things out on peaceful Nigerians in their communities.
Thank you so much, Sifon Essien. We'll have to take a quick break now, but thank you so much for your contributions on the program. This is where we'll leave it on the security side of the discussion. Well, stay with us. We'll still have more on the program. We'll be right back. Thank you for staying with us. Now, we have with us in the studio a politician, Austin Okaya, and you'll be expanding this conversation that we have on the table this morning. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Well, I hear the last time you were here, you were still very much a member of PDP, but I now hear that you are no more a member. What happened?
Crisis. I've joined the ADC now. No, we can't continue there because the the sign is clear that contesting under that party in the coming election amount to waste of times, given experience from the plateau experience. So it's aware that the party may not, you can see Ekiti and FCT, and nothing may stop from the same thing repeating 2027 general election. That is the reality.
But there was a supposed reconciliation within the party. Did you say that didn't do much, or did it deepen the crisis?
The crisis is not designed to be reconciled. It's an irreconcilable crisis. It's like it is the party is designed not to feed anybody coming 2027. And there's nothing anyone can do. And you can see it. From where they got it wrong was refusal to adhere strictly to the advice from Senator Saraki when he called for an interim executive. The Ibadan Convention made the case worse. And whether you like it or not, the whole crisis will reach Supreme Court. And before then, the primary election must have come and gone.
So would you say the PDP is no longer that formidable force that can stand against the APC in the 2027 election?
Formidable force is as good as not in existence currently. It's not about formidable. The party is as good as not in existence. INEC refusing to recognize the current NWC member. What else?
So who should be held accountable to what has happened in the PDP, especially with the wave of defection, including yours?
No, there's nothing anyone can do. Defection is part of politics. The leadership responsible for it. Tabagu did a lot of damages. I don't know you get it now. Despite the fact that he was trying to do what we call damage control towards the end, he came there for a specific assignment. He almost done it completed before he was doing all those things. So you can't take away FCT minister from it. And the like of Bakide and co, the whole thing started from the 2023 primary election. The inability of a party to reconcile the gladiators, the weakest, and the articles together on the same camp. And that's what gives birth to where we are. The party is going the way of ANPP, and you can see so many factions within it has already joined coalition. People like us and others. And I can tell you that it is not as going. Like the governor of Plateau State, who champions the Ibadan Convention, has abandoned the people he recommended for NWC. Who else is there? I don't know you get it now. And you can see. So the party is as good as finished, and you can't exempt anybody from the crisis. So many NWC, BOT members, and the current FCT ministers are responsible for the party crisis.
I like the fact that you mentioned the FCT minister, because we see now that public friction between the FCT minister and also the APC national secretary. Does this suggest that the APC is also beginning to experience the same internal tension as a result of the FCT minister?
It's not just the secretary now. He attacked NSC, he attacked all of them. For over decades now, the crisis of a ruling party always starts from Rivers State. And what you see happening will consume that party. Except the president summon a political courage and call the, what is the name, the FCT minister to order. He has declared that his political survival depends on Rivers State. And we don't know the agreement between him and the president. He's talking tough. He's talking more than the APC national chairman. He's talking more than the national security advisor. He's talking more than the chief of staff to the president. He's talking more than the founders and the leaders of APC. He is talking like a president himself. So we don't know the assignment. We don't know the agreement. And there's one thing you cannot take away from Wike. He believes in agreement. And he said it, that no commander-in-chief or president can call to give him an order when it comes to Rivers State. He's talking from the position of authority. So we are watching, and we are very much interested of what is happening from Rivers State, and it will consume them down to Kano and everywhere. The party is heading to implosion, and I said it before on this very program. And there's nothing you can do. APC alone cannot address different political interests in Nigerian politics. I don't know what the president wants, why they want everybody in APC, when you know that we are having different interests. And you are aware, the man Rivers State is not afraid of anybody. And it's obvious nobody can call him to order. He threatened the national secretary of a party he's not a member. He is currently a member of the PDP and is using the federal might of APC against a sitting governor of APC in an APC control state. I don't know you get it now. So, and what else?
So what could be this perceived agreement? Because this is a man that, you have accused of, causing the internal crisis within his party, and also in the currently now in the party that is holding power. What could be that agreement, or what could be his grievance? Is
best known to him. He has promised to disclose it. What was reached before before the state of emergency was lifted in Rivers State. That means he single-handedly influenced the president and commander-in-chief, as experienced politician like Chief Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, president and commander-in-chief. Tinubu is not a small politician. Do you understand? For him, for Wike to influence him and impose a state of emergency in Rivers State, only God knows who Wike is before Tinubu. So that is a fact. And he has demonstrated so far that he's much more influential, much more powerful within the ruling party, which he is not a member, than the national secretary of the party, than the national chairman of the party, who made a proclamation that it is the custom and tradition that the governors are the leaders of their party. So when it happened that day, they say PDP this. Guys told you, you can't take away crisis from party politics because it is strictly the game of interest. It's not a heavily race. I don't know you get it now. You fight for interest, I fight for interest. Push and pull, you can't take it away from politics. But even at that, there should be a decorum. You can see what we witnessed in PDP then is what is going to happen and what is happening in APC. Whether you like it or not, inside the National Working Committee of the ruling APC, they are divided. Wike already has his own pro. And before you know, the next move is how to remove either the national chairman or the national secretary. That is who Wike is. And mind you, Rivers alone can fund all the remaining state parties' activities without even the federal government powers. So nobody joke with Rivers State. And that's why you see APC was targeting oil control in state, because the party has so much money, they want more money. That's why they are overtaxing us. They still want to tax us, and they are still taxing us. They want more money, and we don't know where this money.
So, what is the sense of entitlement that you would say that the FCT minister has over Rivers State?
He said that his political survival depends on Rivers State, and he has declared to his sitting governor that in 2027 he will make sure he brings somebody that will not disappoint him. And he said the president would not even give him an order. So it's left for the president to tell us, or to tell his party member, or it's left for the party member, the NWC of the ruling party, to have a dialogue with the president. What exactly is the argument between you and Wike? Because what just started like a joke, like a comedy, he has torn around almost all the local government in Rivers State, and he's not backing down. He's not backing down. And most of his programs are live television programs to show you that he's not missing word. I don't know you get it now. So he's up to something, and Nigerians are looking. But the fact remains is that what is happening, though the crisis in APC will please me, but it is undemocratic force. For one man to be going from one crisis to another, fighting individual, fighting various governors, he's fighting Makinde, he's fighting Bala Mohammed, though he has, I don't know you get it now. Now he's back to APC, he's fighting the national chairman, he's fighting the national secretary, he's fighting the national security advisor, he's at war with Hope Uzodinma, he's at war with his own governors and his own stakeholders. He's a lone man who has so much power, which none of us know where he's wielding the power from.
Interesting. And I would say that the political scene is becoming quite interesting and heated at the moment, even if the election is months away. Well, what would you say now that you're a member of ADC? ADC is not free from its own internal crisis. How would you say that it will not be the same situation as you found yourself in the PDP?
There is no crisis there. The INEC has done the needful by recognizing the leadership of David Mark, Rauf Aregbesola as National Secretary, and others. That is so. And all the activities of ADC is in tandem with the Independent National Electoral Commission. Another person can say whatever they like. You can't take that away. But there's no faction in ADC as it is currently. You are aware of that. You check it. INEC officially recognized the transition between Wosu and to the current leadership of the party. And we are working on the membership drives to ensure we have a smooth running congresses and national convention as long as the times come out. And that is all. We are preparing for the 2027 election. And you can see the mass movement is building up. We don't give a damn about, just as I said before, Obi did what he did then without his sitting House of Assembly member, without his sitting House of Rep member. So you do not undermine the movement of the people when people made up their mind that they are tired and they want to effect a political change through what we call political processes in a democratic revolution through ballot paper revolution.
Well, you can't avoid the fact that there's still internal dispute between the ADC. Some members do not agree that some people are still members of the party. So how do you go into an election where there is no agreement, even within the party?
Even the small party like SDP, Accord parties, there is always a crisis. You can't take away political misunderstanding. Some were not happy with the current leaderships, and the ruling party, which is already have its own crisis, wanted to take advantage of that. And the leadership of the party is managing it. All these things you are saying will come to an end once the national convention comes and gone. That is all. And the other thing, some people are working on the judiciary, which I know even themselves are tired. of name calling by Nigerians. I don't know if you get it now. And they must do a right thing. Just as I said, APC alone cannot accommodate all our political interests. It is not good. You can't run a giant country like Nigeria on a one-party system. It is unacceptable. It is undemocratic. It is on leadership. And even those who are going around winning people to APC should take note. Look at it. Yesterday, Taraba governor, the Taraba chairman of APC, warned of implosion. Should the founding members, should the older members of the APC be sidelined for the newcomers? I don't know if you get it now. And warning that the national secretary, one of the people coming to APC, of bringing the parties, the spirit of PDP into the APC. I don't know if you get it now. So we are reforming people in ADC to ensure, which has already emerged as the largest opposition party with the coming of Chief Dr. Peter Obi and others. You are now aware the presidency is checking. You've read the statement from the president. That shows that they are not comfortable with the way the ADC is going, and there's nothing you can do. It's not just a political party. It is the movement of the people. It is the gathering of angry Nigerians which control over more than 60 to 70% of population Nigerians, which are angry.
Understand you now, from what you're saying, is it likely that Peter Obi is the desired candidate of the ADC in the coming 2027 election?
This is not a party of godfatherism or money-backed politician. The democracy will be respected. The primary will be transparent. Whoever emerges becomes the candidate, and all of us will queue behind it. That is the essence. The coalition is not formed for mere political exercise. It is a party, a gathering of men on a political assignment to rescue the nation and rise and shine.
But what is the likely direction of the party as it stands?
The party,
what's the pulse?
Once the national conventions, the congresses comes and gone, for now we are working on the membership drive. Once that is done, the next is either the party will do the zoning or not zoning. Should they continue with the South-South arrangement, fine, the northern people will be out of it. Should they throw it to the north, the southern people will be out of it. But I think it may likely be thrown open so that the delegates across 36 states choose who best fit, who can challenge and defeat the current ruling All Progressive Party.
Let's talk about youth involvement, especially in political processes. We have seen a loss of momentum regarding the youth. A lot of people don't believe in elections anymore in Nigeria. What is a party like yours doing to reignite that passion among the youth?
And that's why we are not giving up. Don't blame the youth that are not interested or the political apathy within the younger age. Blame the institution where the obvious are being thwarted for personal benefit against the national interest. I don't know if you get it now. The conduct of the INEC, the behaviors of some judicial officials discourages that there is nothing to change. You wake up, you vote, you cast your vote, a true winner emerge, the system frustrated the person. So it discourages. And as you know, politics is capital intensive. Very, very expensive ventures. Nobody give back to you what you lost except your party win at the national. I don't know if you get it now, where they can think of compensation by political appointment or giving contract and co. So that is just it. Nobody wants to go into what you know. The end result is already decided. And that is why we are warning that we can't continue in that way. You see the insecurity everywhere. People can't even travel anymore. If not of recent, that there was a little bit progress. People travel across to some part of the Nigeria and come back. And I must commend the DSS and the current chief of army staff for that. I don't know if you get it now, this in that aspect. Look at the inflation. Look at the value of our money. Look at the economy. Look at the unemployment rate. Nobody will tolerate the large number of youth without being engaged. Idle youth everywhere. And that is why you see insecurity. The bandits, the Boko Harams are recruiting people. And you can even see some people are even engaged in kidnapping now. And you have to see people, some of them that are into kidnapping, you'll be shocked. Some of them know how to speak. Some of them know how to read. Some of them are graduates. So you don't know what is happening. I don't know if you get it now. So all these are systematic failure and which must be addressed. And the realities of ground, and whoever tell you that one-party system can address Nigeria crisis is lying to you.
Quite interesting times, I must say, and we'll definitely keep an eye on the political scene and yours as well. Well, are we seeing you coming up for any politically elected position? Just
Definitely.
very quickly.
Last election I won before I was not declared, so I'm not giving up. I contested for House of Rep for the Kinabasa, and I'm still hoping to give it a try.
All right. Thank you so much, Austin Okai. It's a pleasure speaking with you this morning. Thank you so much for your time.
I'm honored to have you here. Thank you.
Well, that's where we'll leave our conversation this morning. We'll now hand you over to Lagos, where Ria and the rest of the team are standing by to continue with the rest of the show.
All right. Thank you so much, Chijesu. Quite a fantastic topic there in Abuja. Thank you.